Being 5:15, I call the Wednesday, July 8th Finance Personnel Committee meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag, of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, can I get a motion to adopt the agenda?
Second.
Been made by Mike, second by Tim. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. For approval of the June 3rd meeting minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second. Motion been made by Tim, seconded by John. Approve the minutes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment? And move on to the finance director's monthly reports. Judy?
Right, so we will start with the expenditure report. And as promised, this month, the actual flood expenditures hit the financials. So it takes a couple months for those to get what's presented to you here at the finance committee. So when we're taking a look at this, our number should be about 41.67%, which would be 5 months divided by 12. And those that are, so then we go through and we look at those that are running above that, and insurance is just because that's paid in January. So every month we talk about that. Capital maintenance is running a little bit high here at 51.69. We did have some larger maintenance items, including tires that were charged to there, and then the computer licensing was a lot of that was paid at the beginning of the year. So I'm hoping that'll settle down a little bit as we go through the next couple months. Debt service, and most of that is paid at the beginning of the year. So I do not anticipate it to go over, but it's just paid closer to the beginning of the year than the end of the year. So we have, and you could see that most of the other ones, including our police department, is hitting at 43%, and again, 41% is about the norm. Ambulance is at half, because that's paid quarterly. So nothing really, even with everything that hit the financials in the month of May, is going out of the ordinary. But what I did put together for you on the next set of information was the actual dollars from the flood that hit the financials. I even gave you account numbers and the whole 9 yards. What this is looking at like within our financials as of May 31st, and keep that in mind. These are estimated and as of May 31st. And this is not a complete list of expenditures at this time. I think wage and fringe wise probably, but the rest of it I'll go through too. So you can see by each department the number of hours that are outside the budget. So remember, a lot of people are working the flood, but when you have your regular hours, those are budgeted hours. So these would be above and beyond what was actually budgeted for the year. So administratively, 7626, police department, 2442, the street, about 5,500, recreation, 1,000, park, about 3,000, pool, 525, cable, 1,540, building and grounds, 1,260. And then our wastewater treatment plant, most of theirs came from call-in, and then a little bit of overtime. This is also from the flood that our street was working a little bit again at the wastewater treatment plant. So they were called in, and a little bit of overtime. On top of the actual wages, most of these, actually all of these are overtime wages. On top of the wages, then you have fringe. So for the police department, that's about $5,500. And for everyone else, it was about $2,150. So the total wages and fringes, $46,609.36. Anyone have any questions on that? Please keep in mind that that is already within our current budget, of these dollars. We know that some things are happening with possible reimbursement moving forward in the future. But these will stay within our budget until that is all confirmed and we get all that those numbers confirmed and all of those things. But I think there's a lot of, some absence of positions and things that are making it not appear as high as you would anticipate if you had a fully loaded budget and employees within the budget. So it's kind of absorbing some of what happened with the flood at this time.
So I got a question that includes hourly employees, but the folks that are salaried, like the managers are, is there a way that they can be compensated through various means, whether some sort of figure out a rate and then some comp time or something?
John, we're gonna talk about that a little bit.
Okay, all right.
It's coming up.
So that figure doesn't include that.
This figure only includes non-salaried employees.
Okay.
Does not include salaried employees. And here is other items that related to the flood. So we had 13,326 in this account here. We had some stone screening, we bought some pumps, we had sandbags, tape, and then a small item with wood chips. So in total for the month of May that hit our financials, it was, $60,500. But this is not the, all encompassing. We are still working through some of the expenditures for the flood. And of note that I have today, again, these things can change. It may not be all inclusive at this time, things do pop up. But we do have some more disposal fees coming in June, Piper Park, county hauling, and a bridge inspection that we haven't seen actually hit the financial statements yet. The total of those are about $40,000. So in total, round numbers right now, $100,000 additional above and beyond what was budgeted for the city of New London for 2026. We didn't anticipate this, so it's impossible to budget for what you don't know, but just to give you some kind of idea of what that looks like. I will continue to update this each month until we think that, things are all taken care of that happened during that time. Or if I come up, something different comes to my attention, I'll update that also. So that is that. Any questions on any of those? Anything else? Okay. And the reason I gave you the line item budget is that way, if you wanted to go in the detail, which you're providing every single line item, you could actually look at it yourself and see where things sit within that budget. And we'll move on to the revenues. Again, we're in May, and currently our revenues are running as anticipated. One of the big ones here that we're never sure about and not budgeted is the fireworks. So you're gonna see the money come in on this side and then the expenditure go out on the other side. So that's the lion's share of why this one looks so big. I have another listing here. And then police overtime grants, and I usually talk about those. That covers their operation and some of their overtime operational expenditures on their side. They again they don't know from year to year if they're actually going to receive those grants. So they just go into the grant account and they do spend the money on their overtime, but in their overtime budget. So those are covered. And otherwise, I don't expect anything not to come to fruition. Even our interest is doing well. With the borrowing that we have of ourselves, $2 million for Oshkosh Street. So, any questions on any of those? All right, then unassigned fund balance. And there are no changes on any of these from last month. So unless you have any questions on any one of those in particular, I will move on to the wheel tax analysis, so the revenue taken in actual to date. We haven't actually spent anything out of there. We do have some projects on the horizon for 2026, but nothing has been charged to the account yet. All right, and then we did make one more payment to the library, and there is a balance owed to them for their grant of $200,000. All right, then I have my monthly report. So I had to file the maintenance effort report to the state of Wisconsin. That was a new requirement of Act 12. So I had to send information out to the townships, and then for the fire department, they're checking to make sure that we are giving or they're presenting to them the same or greater expenditures from year to year. And then some other statistical information I provide to them. I filed the financial information to the state for TID 4, 5, 6, and 7, and held the required joint review board annual meetings with the taxing jurisdictions. Also presented a resolution in TID 6 for road work bordering that district. So there is some road work being done in TID 6 over by Kerwood area in there that has been looked at. So I did not get the TID information put together because I wanted to expand on that presentation this year and actually look at what that TID district looks like into the future. So can I take today's expenditures and revenues and when can we anticipate those TID districts to close in the future and see what that looks like. So I actually completed those last week, and I'm just gonna Chad and I'll go through those, and then I'm gonna present, I plan to present those at the next finance meeting. So we'll go through those. I sent out the MPIC, this is our municipal property insurance renewal to all the department heads for that review. That is due September 1, so our renewal is September 1, so I just need the information back to them by the end of the month. I completed the management discussion and analysis portion of the audit. Sent that over. We did get our preliminary audit. They are working on closing that up, and that will also be a presentation at the next meeting. In contact with the health insurance consultant, looking at timeline for that 2027 renewal. So we have to start thinking about that. I completed the information for the meeting tonight. I continue to work on the wastewater treatment plant study. Now that the project has been decided, now we need to move forward on getting that done. Our timeline is hopefully to present Department of Public Works by October. So we gotta get all that financial information put together for that rate study. And then I just had a number of in-house human resource meetings that I attended. Any questions? No, I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Judy. All right, time being 5:28, I'd like to make a motion to move into closed session for the following statutory exemptions. 19.85 subsection 1, subsection C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which a governmental body has jurisdiction or exercise responsibility, specifically regarding the compensation associated with flood-related response duties. Those invited in the closed session include the Finance Personnel Committee, Common Council, Mayor Mark Herger, Police and Fire Commission, and Melissa Bose with SIMBIC. May I get a second?
Second.
Motion made by me, seconded by Bob. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.